They bought the doll as a simple decoration, the kind you place on a shelf and forget about. It had glassy blue eyes, soft curls of brown hair, and a faded little dress that made it look older than it really was. At first, nothing seemed strange about it until they noticed the doll never stayed where they left it. One morning, it was sitting on the shelf. Then, in the afternoon, it was turned slightly to the left. The next day, its head was tilted downward, as if it were watching something on the floor. They blamed each other, thinking someone must be playing a joke, until they realized the doll moved only when no one was looking. It started small, a shift in posture, a change in direction. But soon the movements became impossible to ignore. They would leave the doll in the living room and find it in the hallway. Once, they found it sitting at the dining table, its tiny hands resting on a chair like it was waiting for someone to join it. The family tried to catch it in the act. Cameras, traps, staying awake all night. Nothing worked, because the doll only moved when every single eye was off it. Even the slightest glance kept it frozen. One night, the little girl in the house woke up to the sound of tiny footsteps. Soft, slow, deliberate. She sat up in bed, her heart racing. When she turned on her lamp, the room was empty, but something felt wrong. Very wrong. She looked at her closet. The door was slightly open. She could see a bit of the doll's dress through the gap. It was standing inside, facing her, completely still. She screamed, and her parents ran in. They checked the closet, but the doll hadn't moved. Its face wore the same blank smile as always. They decided to lock it in a box and place it in the attic, out of sight, out of reach. But the next morning, the box was open, not broken, not torn, just open, and the doll was sitting on the top step of the attic stairs, as if it had been waiting all night for someone to find it. That evening, the father finally threw it in the trash outside. He watched the truck take it away. He watched it disappear. But that night, as the family sat together trying to calm their nerves, they heard something tapping on the window, slow, rhythmic tapping. When they pulled back the curtain, the doll was standing outside, its hand pressed against the glass, its head tilted like it had finally found them again. No one knows how it returned. No one knows why. It only moves when no one is looking. But from that night on, the family started sleeping with the lights on, because the doll no longer waited for the darkness. It only waited for a moment, just one moment when every eye was turned away, and that's all it needed.